1979. Walkmans hit the streets, disco rules the clubs, and the year's biggest hits include an artist with a broken back, a punk band that went mainstream, and one track that was originally called F Off. And that's just the first 5. This is every number 1 song from 1979, and it gets weird fast. First up, Le Freak by Chic, carrying over from 1978 like a disco hangover. It spent one more week at number 1 in January 79, proving that Freak Out was still America's favorite command. But the Bee Gees were waiting in the wings with Too Much Heaven, ready to dominate January like they had a monopoly on chest hair and polyester. We're diving into all 24 songs that topped Billboard's Hot 100 in 1979, the last year of the 70s, when America was caught between disco fever and disco backlash, between Carter malaise and Reagan on the horizon. These aren't obscure tracks your weird uncle claims were huge back in the day. These are the actual chart toppers that dominated roller rinks, proms, and every K-Tel compilation commercial. Some age like fine wine, others like milk left in a hot Trans Am. Ready to remember which is which? Le Freak held over from 78 for one final week at number 1 on January 6th. Fun fact, Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards wrote this after being denied entry to Studio 54. The original lyrics were F off instead of freak out. Grace Jones stood them up, the doorman wouldn't let them in, and they channeled that rage into the best-selling single in Atlantic Records history. Disco revenge at its finest. The Bee Gees took over on January 13th with Too Much Heaven. Peak Brothers Gibb, so much falsetto it could shatter your lava lamp. They donated much of their royalties to UNICEF as part of the Music for UNICEF concert initiative. 2 weeks at number 1, and they weren't done. By year's end, they'd score 3 different number 1s, proving America had an insatiable appetite for grown men singing like they'd been kicked. Rod Stewart showed up February 10th asking if we thought he was sexy while wearing leopard print spandex that left nothing to the imagination. This was Rod abandoning rock credibility faster than you could say disco sellout. 4 weeks at number 1. He performed it at that same UNICEF concert and donated royalties to charity. Brazilian songwriter Jorge Benjor also sued him, claiming Rod lifted parts of his song Taj Mahal. They settled amicably out of court. Whether the donation was PR or penance, who knows? But that chorus was infectious. March 10th brought the ultimate kiss-off anthem. I Will Survive wasn't even supposed to be the A-side. It was the B-side to Substitute. Some genius DJ flipped the record and boom, instant empowerment anthem. Gloria recorded it while recovering from spinal surgery, literally in a back brace, channeling that survivor energy into every note. 3 weeks at number 1, 2 in March, then bouncing back in April after tragedy interrupted. The song that would soundtrack every divorce party, drag show, and karaoke night for the next 40 years almost didn't get released as a single. The Bee Gees returned March 24th with Tragedy. 2 more weeks at number 1. At this point, it was less of a comeback and more of a hostage situation. Radio DJs were developing nervous twitches every time Barry Gibb's voice climbed another octave. April 14th gave us the Doobie Brothers' What a Fool Believes. Michael McDonald's yacht rock masterpiece. 1 week at number 1. This song is so smooth it could negotiate Middle East peace treaties. McDonald wrote it with Kenny Loggins about a guy who can't accept that his old flame has 0 interest in him. The ultimate, she's just not that into you anthem. Wrapped in jazz chords so complex your guitar teacher still can't play them right. April 28th brought punk's ultimate betrayal, Blondie's Heart of Glass. 4 weeks at the top. Debbie Harry and the boys from CBGBs went full disco, and their credibility shattered like, well, glass. The punk purists called them sellouts. Debbie called it a joke. The Bank called it massive success. They recorded it using a Roland drum machine, one of the first rock bands to do so. While selling out, they were inventing the future of pop music. May 5th, Amy Stewart's disco-fied Knock on Wood. She took Eddie Floyd's soul classic and dunked it in so much glitter it could have doubled as a Studio 54 disco ball. 1 week at number 1, proving that in 1979, you could disco-fy literally anything. Reunited hit June 2nd for 4 weeks. This was actually the third Peaches. Herb had gone through partners like Spinal Tap through drummers. Linda Green stuck around long enough to give us this syrupy slow jam that was basically musical fondue. Heavy, cheesy, and impossibly 70s. June 9th, the Bee Gees again with Love You Inside Out. Their third win of the year, 1 week at the top. America literally could not get enough of the Gibb brothers' falsetto. It was becoming a national addiction. This one was slightly funkier, slightly less disco, but still unmistakably Bee Gees. Even they seemed surprised that they were still charting. June 23rd, summer arrived, and so did Donna Summer. Hot Stuff exploded with something nobody expected: rock guitar and a disco song. Produced by Giorgio Moroder and Pete Bellotte, featuring Jeff "Skunk" Baxter on guitar. 3 weeks at number 1. It won Donna the 1980 Grammy for Best Female Rock Vocal Performance. The Queen of Disco was expanding her empire. June 30th brought Anita Ward, a Memphis schoolteacher who went from teaching ABCs to teaching America how to ring my bell. 2 weeks at number 1, not just one. The song was written for teenage singer Stacey Lattisaw, but when Anita got it, she turned it into pure disco gold. Then she basically vanished. Ultimate one-hit wonder. July 14th. Donna came back with Bad Girls and that whistle hook. Toot toot, hey, beep beep. 5 weeks at the highest spot. The song was about prostitutes on Sunset Boulevard, but wrapped in such a killer groove, nobody cared about the social commentary. Every construction worker in America was doing the whistle. Donna didn't just dominate the summer. She was the summer. Think about it. While everyone complained about gas prices and hostages in Iran, Donna Summer made us forget with whistles and guitar solos. That's power. August 4th, Chic returned with Good Times. That bass line. Bernard Edwards created a groove so undeniable it became one of the most sampled sounds in history. 1 week at number 1. When Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight came out using that bass line without permission, Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards sued, settled, and got songwriting credits and royalties. Years later, Queen's John Deacon was influenced by it for Another One Bites the Dust. The bass line was foundational. August 25th, My Sharona detonated. 6 weeks at number 1, becoming 1979's biggest single by chart performance. The Knack were hyped as the next Beatles. Adorable, considering they were basically horny dudes from LA writing about lead singer Doug Fieger's actual teenage girlfriend, Sharona Alperin. That opening drum pattern became the most air-drummed riff of the year. It was the anti-disco, raw power pop urgency. Every garage band in America learned it. October 6th brought Robert John's Sad Eyes. 1 week in the top spot. This was soft rock. So soft it was basically a pillow with a melody. Robert John looked like your accountant, but sang like he'd just been dumped by the love of his life. The song was everywhere, then nowhere. Classic one-week wonder that somehow perfectly captured that late 70s mellowness. October 13th, Michael Jackson went solo with Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. 1 week at number 1, but it announced the arrival of adult Michael. This was him breaking free from the Jackson 5, co-writing and co-producing for the first time. That vocal hiccup, the layered percussion, the way he sang The Force. This was the template for everything that would become Thriller. The King of Pop's crown was being fitted. October 20th, Herb Alpert's Rise. Instrumental disco jazz that somehow topped the charts for 1 week. The guy from the Tijuana Brass proved you didn't need words to hit number 1 in 1979. Just a trumpet, a groove, and enough cocaine in America's bloodstream to make an instrumental sexy. It later became the sample for Notorious B.I.G.'s Hypnotize. From easy listening to hip-hop, that's range. Did you notice we went from Michael Jackson's Future to Herb Alpert's Trumpet in 1 week? That's 1979, musical whiplash as a lifestyle. November 3rd, M's Pop Music. British guy Robin Scott making sounds from 1985. New York, London, Paris, Munich, everybody talk about pop music. Repetitive, robotic, hypnotic. 1 week at #1. It predicted the entire next decade, then M vanished faster than your dignity at an office Christmas party. November 10th, Eagles with Heartache Tonight. 1 week at position 1. Their last chart topper before the band imploded. They were already fracturing. Glenn Frey and Don Henley barely speaking. Somebody's gonna hurt someone before the night is through. It's like they were singing about their own band meetings. November 24th, Barbra Streisand and Donna Summer declared no more tears. 2 weeks at #1. The ultimate diva duet, Broadway meets disco, tradition meets revolution. Produced by Gary Klein with Harold Faltermeyer on arrangements, it was 4 minutes of two powerhouses trying to out-sing each other while pretending to agree they've had enough. The wet, dry vocal effect made it sound like they recorded in different dimensions. Gay bars are still recovering from the impact. December 1st, Commodores with Still. 1 week at #1. Lionel Richie testing the waters for his schmaltzy solo career. This was him warming up for Hello and All Night Long. America would always have room for a Lionel Richie slow jam. December 15th. Styx went soft with Babe. 2 weeks at the top. Dennis DeYoung wrote it for his wife's birthday. Arena rockers doing a love ballad, like Black Sabbath scoring a Hallmark movie. But it worked because 1979 was the year anything could work. December 22nd, the song that closed the decade, Escape by Rupert Holmes. Or as most of us know it, the Pina Colada song. 2 weeks at the top in 1979, carrying over into 1980. A married couple trying to cheat through newspaper personal ads, discovering they're perfect for each other. Rupert Holmes didn't even like pina coladas. He originally wanted the line to be "If you like Humphrey Bogart," but it didn't scan. This novelty song about mutual deception and rum drinks was literally the last #1 of the 70s. 24 #1 hits perfectly capturing 1979. Disco's Last Stand with Donna and the Bee Gees refusing to quit, rock fighting back with Eagles and Blondie, Michael Jackson announcing his solo dominance, and America proving we'd buy anything from instrumental jazz to songs about tropical drinks and infidelity. These songs played while you waited in gas lines, watched the Iran hostage crisis, wondered if bell-bottoms were still cool. Some aged beautifully. I Will Survive is eternal. Good Times revolutionized music. Others are trapped in amber like prehistoric mosquitoes wearing platform shoes. Which of these 24 do you still crank up? Which should stay buried with your mood ring? Let me know below, and if you want more deep dives into the music that made us who we are, hit subscribe. Until next time, keep the pina coladas cold, the hot stuff hot, and we'll be reunited soon.